cats is another area. Again, you want to make sure that the diet is working. If you're including these proteins, how well does it work? One of the things that we looked at is replacing spray-dried liver protein inside the cat kibble. We're not putting it as a coating. It's essentially when spray-dried liver can be incorporated into the diet, it helps with palatability. But then how does plasma compare? Is it similar? Is it not? So that's one of the things we're looking at. And also we looked at different on the cat diets, looking at different palatant levels. We saw that we could reduce some of them, but again, not recommending it as a palatant on the outside, but putting it inside the kibble and helping with the palatability. So this is kind of a summary of multiple studies that we've done. On the top left, we've got uncoated kibbles. We see an increase, a consumption ratio of 2.6 to 1 when comparing 2% plasma to 2% spray-dried poultry liver. We then, instead of just having uncoated kibbles, we put a premium digest on the outside, 3% on both of them. And again, we had a 1.14 to 1, still having a numeric increase in consumption with the plasma. On the bottom left, we see a 3% super premium digest put on both. And again, 2.5 to 1, seeing a nice increase in the palatability with plasma versus spray-dried liver. And finally, the last thing we did is taking the kibbles and saying, okay, let's put the control and have 3% of a super premium digest on the outside. But then with the plasma one, only putting on 1.5% of the plasma on the outside. And again, we are seeing we're able to reduce it. We still had a 2.7 to 1 increase in intake and being able to have a higher intake with the plasma diet versus spray-dried liver. This is the same study we looked at. We're looking at that intake ratio, but then also looking at the choice. And in the cats, the choice in this situation was a difference of 10 grams. So were they choosing, when they had the bowls A versus B in front of them, were they choosing to eat more of that diet? And here it's a very clear 70% of the time they were choosing to eat the more of the diet with the 2% plasma versus the 2% poultry liver, and also even it was down around 10 to 12%, and then also when they couldn't make a choice, when they weren't eating a difference more than 10 grams. So again, a very clear picture of being able to show the reduction of the digest and yet still having a good palatability compared to 2% poultry liver. So in summary, plasma and pet food allows for more room in the formula for other ingredients. As we've seen, as we've talked about what's happening through the extrusion and the production, seeing similar durability, the texture, etc. So the kibbles are looking good. We're able to maintain the quality of the kibble, and then along with it, having good palatability. Seeing the palatability compared to plant proteins in dogs, having improvements there, and then also comparing in cats compared to the spray-dried poultry liver and having a nice improvements in palatability.